Episode 14 of Unpopular Opinion. I'm your host, Mika Gatt, joined along my weekly panelists of Ayush and Mr. Kyle Pucci. Today, we are very thrilled to be joined by Mason and Sean Scannell. I mean, we won't have them for the whole show, but we'll have them for a good chunk of the show, so we should have a little bit of fun today. Let's start off recapping some of the championship games in the NFL. Let's start with the AFC Championship game. Mason, what do you think? What's your opinions of how the Bills did, how the Chiefs did, what both those teams need to do going forward? Only one of those teams is left, but give me your thoughts.
Well, going into the game, I actually knew the Chiefs were going to win. Everyone was like, with Mahomes, his concussion, everyone was worried about it, wasn't worried about it at all. Knew the Chiefs were going to come out with a win. Good win, won by a good margin. I forget the score. It was like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. It was closer than it actually was, the final score.
And I think they're going to beat the Bucs and Brady. Brady's not getting 7 Super Bowls. Oh, okay. No Super Bowls on the Bucs.
Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs played a really good game with Mahomes injured. I knew that they were going to win. Mahomes in the playoffs is just OP. He's really good. I don't think Josh Allen can beat out Patrick Mahomes quite yet, but yeah.
Ayush, what do you think? What's your opinions?
As we all know, Mika predicted the Bills to win.
Wait, who did Kyle predict? I'm trying to remember.
I predicted the Chiefs.
You did?
I said the Chiefs. Look at the tape. Tape
All
evidence.
right.
Predicted that it wasn't going to be close, and it wasn't. The only reason the Bills got a touchdown was because Mecole Hardman forgot how to catch the ball on a punt. And, that game, Josh Allen's never going to win a ring.
Okay, that's a bold statement. That's way too
early. Bold statement. He's not going to win.
He's never going to win a Super Bowl.
Really?
He'll not. No.
What if he goes to a different team?
No, he's just.
Why does that matter?
Yes. Josh Allen will never win a ring.
I think he might win MVP next year.
I definitely agree.
All right, Kyle, what do you think?
Well, I had the Chiefs winning, so you don't have to say I picked the Bills because I didn't.
You picked them in fantasy football. You did do that.
Oh, I didn't. And
I have the proof.
Chiefs have too many weapons. I knew they had too many weapons. Why didn't pick the Bills? And Josh Allen is just seems like he's not. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not ready yet. It's the first time he's been there, just fine. But I thought he overachieved this year for sure. I thought that this was the one year the Bills could possibly get it. Maybe I'll be wrong in the future. We'll look back at this, but they really should have cashed in this year because I believe this is the peak and they're never going to be that good again. And I think Patrick Mahomes is the most talented football player of all time. Yeah, I said it.
I agree with that.
I think he is.
Stop the count.
Oh, Sean, what do you think? You can contradict. This is a show where you talk out. You don't have to wait your turn.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback of all time.
Who is?
It's definitely not Aaron Rodgers.
It's not
Who is it?
Aaron Rodgers.
It's not Aaron Rodgers.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
I see who's coming back on the show in the future. It's not.
3 pumps for the boys. Let's go.
It's not Aaron Rodgers, Sean.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Patrick Mahomes just makes the position look so easy.
Kyle, who's going to win MVP this year?
That's not who won MVP.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, that was Mahomes' only MVP of his career.
He's played for 3 years, idiot.
Yeah, Rodgers is MVP.
He does have the best weapons in football.
Yup.
So are we gonna act like Rodgers?
I'm not saying he's not, I agree. He's, the best quarterback in the league, I think. But he does have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Have you seen some of the throws he makes and just what he does?
I have, Kyle. That's why I think he's the best quarterback.
Okay, well, because it doesn't matter. Rodgers is going to win MVP this year.
It doesn't mean Lamar Jackson's better.
It's clearly changed nothing in the playoffs as Rodgers chokes as he usually does.
I'm taking Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady.
What?
Any day of the week.
All time?
All time. Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT.
Hey, look at that, Kyle. Look at that.
Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT.
All right, so Sean and Beak are the only 2 out of the billions of people on Earth who actually believe
Have you ever been to Wisconsin, Kyle? You should take a
Why do I
be
care about
biased.
going to
No, you
Wisconsin?
should take a trip. You should take a trip. It's a fun time
Obviously,
there.
Packers fans are gonna think Rodgers is better because they're all delusional.
Yeah, they're all delusional.
I'm not a Packers fan.
All the ridiculous cheeseheads, the stupid cheeseheads on their face.
Hey,
It's just not.
Kyle,
not it.
you can say what you say, but people have their own opinions about the Patriots fans. There's a reason that they were cheering to see the Patriots not make the playoffs this year. The entire, not just any NFL team, the entire NFL landscape.
Okay, I didn't care that we missed the playoffs, so I'm happy we missed the playoffs.
I know you're happy because you bandwagon over the Buccaneers. Speaking of the Buccaneers,
I don't
speaking of
bandwagon
the
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers,
I'm a Tom Brady
we're
guy.
going to talk about the NFC Championship
Where the
game
Packers lost.
because we're already getting heated about it. Let's start over, not on this side because this side just shouldn't even be talking. Let's start over with Sean because Sean's the only smart person in this room right now. Sean, go ahead.
yeah, it was a good game.
Great observation.
I think the Chiefs are gonna come out on top though, 100%.
Good point. All right, Mason, what do you think?
Well, Kevin King is just terrible. He's awful. He's god
He
awful.
blows.
How do you let them score that touchdown end of the half? Got the PI call, allowed a touchdown to Mike Evans, first touchdown of the game. Just awful. As Kyle likes to say, he is a tool bag. An absolute tool bag.
No, I want Kyle to follow up with that. Kyle, go ahead. Take your best shot at
Yeah,
me.
so speaking of that
Go ahead.
first touchdown, I looked up Kevin King's height right after he jumped for that Mike Evans pass. First of all, he literally was on the ground when Evans caught the ball. That's how terrible he mistimed it. I thought he was like a short corner. I thought he was like 5'11" when he made that terrible jump. It turns out he's 6'3". Like, did he just shrink like a foot on that play? But yeah, that game is the exact difference between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Every time there needs to be a play made, Brady's going to make it. Rodgers is not going to make it. We've all known that forever, except Sean.
Definitely.
Mika. Kevin King, like, that was, not single-handedly, there's a lot of factors. I thought Devontae Adams sucked and blew. Kevin King was horrible, obviously. I don't know. I mean, also, Mike Pettin is a complete, what did I say? You could check our text earlier this week. What did I say you were going to lose? It's going to be because of Mike Pettin. Why in the world
Aaron
did you
Rodgers played a factor in losing.
Yeah, of
too.
course he did, but why did you put one safety? You leave him one-on-one. Anybody who knows Tom Brady knows he's going to take a shot downfield right at the end of the half. We all saw it coming. Literally said he's going to take a shot downfield. What do you think he does? Kevin King is like, first of all, he's getting smoked. There's only one safety at the top of the field. Sucks for you, Mika. Hate to just make you
He also literally had to take a shot. There was no.
Yeah.
other
I know there was
scoring.
nothing. There was nothing else to do, and he leaves one.
The Bucs didn't have any timeouts either.
Seriously, some of these coordinators make me think that we could all get jobs in the league because they are all just so stupid.
Possibly.
I think that if that was a regular season game, the Packers would have came out on top. But like Tom Brady in the playoffs,
Oh, he's
just
nails.
a different breed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rodgers just isn't the same
beat
player
your
in the
goat,
playoffs
though.
most of the time.
I mean,
Aaron Jones also did nothing. I mean, what his biggest
regular
contribution was
season
two
go
fumbles.
regular.
Yeah,
season.
biggest contribution to. Yeah, Aaron Jones isn't. I'm not gonna say he's not good, but he was terrible.
Let's also not forget when Rodgers had Devontae Adams wide open, but threw it to the other side of the field.
Oh,
That was a pretty important
yeah.
play. I mean, just completely misses. his
Mention how Adams
receiver.
has butterfingers too. He just drops the pass right then. He should have put that in his back pocket. It's 4 points. It would have been a different game.
Adams is not a Butterfingers.
Did you see that catch in the end zone?
He didn't. I don't think he had a drop all year. Some crazy stat like that.
Well, yeah, but he should have caught that ball in the end zone. It would have been a different game. You can't drop that ball. That's not good.
Well, I'm going to go out for a little rebuttal here. You know what? I'm going to have to admit it. I was a little bit overconfident in the Packers. They had the best offense in the leagues, the best offense that they had since the year 2000. That was when Brett Favre came off of his third MVP straight. But just going back to that game, Packers really did play really bad football, and I think the whole world saw that, especially at the end of the first half. Starting off with the beginning of the game, the Buccaneers were having their way with the Packers. They were doing exactly what they needed to do, and Brady was doing what he needed to do. And Rodgers, at first it was a little bit of the first quarter was pretty close. It was 7-3. Second quarter happened, especially towards the end of the second quarter. 4th and 4. Buccaneers send out the punt unit. They take a timeout. They send Brady back out there. Picks up 5 yards. Cool. 8 seconds left in the game. They actually had 6 and they gave back 2 seconds. And then there's one last play. And I'm pretty sure Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator of the New York Jets, a couple weeks back against the Las Vegas Raiders, he decided to do a all-out blitz on the last play of the game. Now, for any human being with an IQ above 1 knows that when there is one play left in the game, they're either going to try to pick up short yards or look for a deep pass. So what does he do? He leaves Mike Evans one-on-one with a cornerback who shouldn't have even played in that game because he had a very bad injury suffered on Friday.
He also sucked me, God.
No, actually, throughout the year, Kevin King and Jair Alexander were playing really well. Kevin King got injured. He had a calf injury on Friday in practice, and he wasn't supposed to be playing. He was active pretty much last minute before the game started, where Antoine Winfield and Antonio Brown ruled out. Kevin King played. I really wish he didn't. But other than that, you're saying that Brady played better than Rodgers? Rodgers had one interception.
Wait, which team was playing without their 2 starting safeties and didn't even get exposed because of it?
So you're telling me when the Packers couldn't, when the Bucs were bringing JPP, when they're bringing Vita Vea, who was back off of IR, they couldn't do anything.
Only one of those picks was Brady's fault because Evans should have had the ball in the middle of the field.
I'm not.
Okay, fine. It was a touch overthrown. He should have caught the ball.
Kyle, what about the third pick where Darnell Savage goes full-out blitz on him?
Leonard Fournette completely missed the block. How is that Brady's fault? It's also third down.
So then, they either take the sack or just do something rather than chuck the ball.
It's the same thing. It's a punt.
But a pick is a pick.
So those errors, those weren't, cost-worthy.
Kyle, the interception that Rodgers threw was a hold on Alan Lazard and then jumped off the line and picked up.
You're the same person who said that call at the end of the game shouldn't have happened.
I'm not. I haven't finished talking about the second half yet. Let me get back.
Don't complain about the
I haven't finished. They're down 21-3 at the end of the first half. Start the second half. Aaron Jones got popped. Ball came out. They scored a touchdown, obviously, and then Aaron Jones didn't play for the rest of the game. Down 28-3.
It was 28-10, I think.
Or 28-10.
Yeah,
No, it's not Super Bowl. 28-10 didn't look that great. It's an 18-point game. It's going to take a lot. What happens after that? Rodgers has so many opportunities. Those still interceptions, he had opportunities, and he blew it. He couldn't do anything with it. 2-3 and outs. 2-3 and outs. Okay, but he doesn't throw interceptions in the clutch.
Who cares? If he can't convert off the interceptions, it's basically just giving the ball right back.
How many drops did Brady have in the first half?
Brady doesn't play receiver.
Yeah, but how is that his fault?
How many drops did they have?
I mean, a good amount because the receivers weren't playing that well.
Yeah, exactly. And so
so what was the Packers defense ranked? I'm just curious. Were they a top defense in the league?
I'm not. Why does that matter?
Because
why does it matter?
Okay, if you want to bring in defensive ranking, the Bucs were bottom 10 passing defense.
They were.
Okay, but you're telling me Devontae Adams is going to go all the way up to see him to see if he's going to be wide? That's what NBA is.
You know how many times I had to listen to you tell me last week and everyone else, the Bucs can't guard Adams. They can't guard Adams.
Yeah, because
he's going to feast.
Adams had a bad game. He had a bad game. He just couldn't do much. What I'm saying is at the end of the game, where it was a 5-point game, we're going to say goodbye to Mason. Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to say goodbye to Mason. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
We had
having
fun.
me.
And we should have some more fun.
Nice job, Mason.
That was a fun show. All right, well then fourth quarter, down 5 points. Rodgers has the ball. Well, it was down 8. Rodgers has the ball. It's third down. A hole opens up. The entire right side of the end zone opens up. It's clear as day. It's beautiful. Scramble. Get that touchdown. Tie the game up. We have 4 downs. Let me just throw it into double coverage. Let's see what happens. Your bag. Hey,
Good boy.
that's a good thing to do sometimes as well. Yeah, so
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Mason. That was fun. So, Rodgers doesn't scramble because he wants to preserve his body. It's a playoff game, as if he doesn't want to win this game. And then they kicked the field goal on 4th down, which was actually been considered one of the worst play calls of all time by Matt LaFleur.
That was horrible.
That was a horrendous play call. They just didn't know what they were doing. I don't know if it's an 8-point game, and yes, I know the defense had 3 interceptions. Through that aspect, sure. It's still Mike Pettin. Have you not seen them play that season of football? That defense couldn't stop a JV football team, and I stand by that. But they actually did. They went and it was a 1st and 5, and they drew them off sides, and they held them through 1st down, 2nd down, and then 3rd down came up. And then 3rd down, there was a blatant holding call on Kevin King. But what people did not see is that offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs
can't talk
was
about
holding Rashawn
Shaq
Gary
Barrett got held on
across
every
the
single
jersey.
play.
Shaq
Barrett-
Oh, no, wait. Was that the most important play of the game? Was that
Because
that third
the
down?
Packers don't even score 20 points if they call the holding calls on Shaq Barrett.
Okay, and then Rodgers wouldn't have thrown an interception if they didn't. If they called the.
Can't complain about penalties when the Packers got as many calls as the Bucs.
You know that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Brady had so many penalties in that
Stop
game.
blaming the refs for Rodgers being trash.
I'm not blaming. That was I'm talking about the
Second down, the goal was
defense.
down 8. Rodgers scrambles out of the pocket for no reason and throws a wild ball incomplete. He had no pressure, just scrambles because he was seeing ghosts.
Rodgers also
Third and goal, he missed it.
That last play, yeah, he didn't.
Third
I'm
and goal, he
telling
made
you.
another mistake, and then fourth and goal. I think LaFleur thought Rodgers looked flustered. He wasn't. Rodgers was definitely.
Okay, but if Andy Reid can go for a 4th and 1 with Chad Henne, why can't Matt LaFleur
I
go
think
on
it
a
shows
4th
that-
down with the MVP of the league?
Okay, but that first of all, that 4th down with Chad Henne was just the easiest. Tyreek Hill was running by himself, and second of all, that Rodgers, when he didn't run to the end zone with the wide open lane, you're chicken play.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This
All right,
shows that Andy Reid trusts Chad Henne more in that situation than LaFleur trusts Rodgers.
Well, did you hear what Rodgers said in the post conference about that 3rd down play? He felt pressure coming from his side, so he thought he was going to get taken down.
Yeah, he was seeing ghosts, and that's what I said. In 2nd and goal, he ran out of the pocket because he
Can't be seeing ghosts if there was somebody on his right being guarded by an offensive tackle.
Yeah, being guarded, he should have been fine. If there's an offensive tackle there, you can just run.
Ayush, but I'm not talking about that play. I'm saying that even though they kicked out 3 points, I'm talking about the last play of the game, that pass interference. Not only did the flag come in way after the play was
a
over.
blatant pass interference.
Okay, but so was the offensive holding.
Do you know how many roughing the passers away the Packers got away with too? Brady was getting hit at least 3 seconds after he threw the ball.
Were you watching the same game I was? Brady was getting tapped.
No.
He was getting tapped. He was not getting hit
This is
after the
called
play.
being biased.
It's not being biased. The Packers lost and they played a really bad game of football. That was
Yeah,
probably.
that's the reason they lost, not the refs.
I think that there was some. But how come if it was the Packers playing that garbage game football, how come they lost by 5 points? They almost came back.
Because they were fortunate enough that the Bucs dropped 6 passes in the first half.
No, that's not why.
That game
That's
could
not
have
why.
been put away earlier, Mika. They kept dropping balls.
As if 28-10 wasn't a put away score.
It was because
I'm not saying Brady was nails. I'm not saying Brady was absolutely extraordinary because he wasn't. But like, the Packers also had just like how you said, they got 3 interceptions. Rodgers goes 3 and out twice. Like that's on Rodgers.
I'm saying it's on Rodgers, but at the same time, on the second one, he hit Alan Lazard in both of his hands, and it was just dropped.
now drops are important.
Oh yeah, so now drops are important.
You're blaming Rodgers, and I'm just telling you what happened in the game.
You can't
Okay,
blame
but you're
Brady
blaming
for
Brady for his bad throws too. When he
And
had 6 drops.
Kyle, I was talking about the last play of the game. That
now
mattered.
he's only talking about one play when he's talking about Lazard all of a sudden for no reason.
No, you guys brought it up. That's not the point. Sean, what do you think out of all
Bring
of
up
this?
Lazard.
What do you think of all of this? Because we could go on for probably 10 hours of this stuff.
I think the refs played a big part in the game.
Absolutely. For which side?
Packers
So you think they were hurting the Packers or helping them?
hurting them.
I agree.
Sean.
Absolutely.
They were not hurting the Packers.
They definitely were.
Absolutely.
And I think when it was 28-10, I didn't think anybody thought that the Packers were out of the game. That shows how good they are. And they made a
Absolutely.
good comeback, and there's so many bad calls. And I think maybe the score would have been different if we got some new refs.
Probably. I do agree with that. Maybe we should get some replacement refs. Hey, they did that. Remember back in 2013, the Packers-Seahawks game? That game was the Fail Mary game. They caught a blatant touchdown that was an interception.
Why are we talking about 20?
Oh, we're talking about bad
about a regular season 2013 game.
We're talking about bad referees.
That's all you got?
Dude, the only bad referees were last year in the Saints-Rams championship game.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Okay, that was one call. Just like in this NFC Championship game, it was one call that changed the game.
Yeah, but
What
this
do you-
was a good
what do
call.
you
The other
mean?
one was there was a no flag on a guy getting hit before the ball even
If
reached.
the referees did this call correctly, it should have been offsetting penalties on that 3rd down. Brady should have just gotten another chance.
Okay, the point is, too, we all know Rodgers would not have scored on the last drive.
Yeah.
Can we agree with that?
I disagree.
I disagree too.
Of course.
Sean?
Rodgers is such
Hey, I'm not a
choker in
Packers
the
fan.
clutch.
I'm not a Packers fan.
When has Rodgers ever when's the last time he's had a game-winning drive? Like,
in the playoffs.
in the playoffs?
Against the Seahawks 2 years ago, last year.
No,
That wasn't a game winner. That was a defensive stop.
Okay,
They
well,
just-
yeah. Before that, Rodgers scored the touchdown that clinched it away. So technically, that was a game-winning drive right there. How about 2 years ago against the Dallas Cowboys? Those 13-3 Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
He go, no.
Oh, you mean when Mason Crosby kicked a 55-yard field goal to win
Yeah.
the
Oh,
game?
yeah. Wait. How did he get to that field goal? Oh, maybe
It
he
was
threw a dart.
55
Doesn't
yards.
matter.
It was
Maybe
not that far.
How long was Greg Zerlin's field goal to send the Rams to the Super Bowl? How long was it?
I don't
We're
know.
not talking about Jared Goff, are we?
Jared Goff blows.
Yeah, we all agree Jared Goff blows.
I'm saying Aaron Rodgers found Jared Cook in the perfect spot with his toes dragging against the.
I think that was a better catch than throw.
Exactly.
It hit him in both of his hands. How difficult of a catch is that?
It was a pitch and catch. No one was even close. Byron Jones was staring off into nowhere in that.
So now here we go, Kyle. Go and blame the referees. Go and blame the referees. Don't say Rodgers did a good job. Blame the referees.
When
I
did
meant the
I blame the
referees.
referees?
I meant the defensive players. Blame the defense. Blame the defense.
Yeah, Byron Jones sucks too.
I'm not saying he's good, but I'm just saying that Rodgers has had game-winning drives. Maybe not as much as Brady, because Brady's been surrounded by really good teams his entire career.
Mika. Rodgers coming into the league. Brett Favre went 13-3. Rodgers comes into the team. You know what the Patriots' record of the year before Brady was there? 5-11.
Who was
Okay.
Bill Belichick before Brady? Can you answer that question?
No.
Oh wait! Oh my gosh! I got you there.
Belichick.
No, Sean, go ahead. Answer Kyle's question.
Belichick was already great before Brady. All right, we're not.
How was he great before?
Oh
Brady?
yeah, a two-time Super Bowl champion with the New York Giants. Turn the
He
Cleveland.
wasn't the head coach.
But who
was the coach?
was the offense the reason that the Giants won the Super Bowl? Was it the offense?
No, it was Lawrence Taylor.
Was Doug Peterson the reason the Eagles won the Super Bowl?
No, they lost they won the Super Bowl
because of Frank Wright.
No, because they benched Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, Kyle. You
It's
sound
a
like
fact.
me right now.
How do I sound like you? It's a fact.
They wouldn't have won with
through the Super Bowl. You know he did.
Belichick also
Oh my
makes
God.
all the coaches around him better as well.
Oh, is that why they went 7-9 this year without Tom Brady?
How's Cam Newton doing?
He's terrible. He's
Kyle,
not.
the question was, I'm saying Brady was surrounded by really good pieces.
Brady made those pieces.
He made
around him.
Antonio Brown?
I'm not saying he made Antonio. He had Antonio Brown for one game on the Patriots.
I'm talking about right now in the Buccaneers.
You're talking about right now?
Yeah, the Patriots were a
He
different
made
team.
Scotty Miller.
I thought you said a while ago.
Oh, my bad. He had Chris Goddard and Mike Evans, and maybe he's been so used to throwing to a receiver, or the third receiver coming across like a slant receiver. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit easier just to dump it off like 5 yards down the field than giving the deep shot to Mike Evans.
I don't remember Rodgers throwing the ball more than 5 yards down.
Kyle, what was the one thing the
last game.
Packers needed to do during the offseason, past offseason? What was the one thing they need to do? Draft a receiver. Guess what they didn't do? They didn't draft a receiver, and they still.
St. Brown.
No, they didn't draft him this year. They didn't. Not only did they not draft a receiver this year, they had one offseason move regarding a wide receiver.
Okay, well, why
that name
was it
is
such a-
Devin Funchess. Devin Funchess did not play a snap with the Packers this year.
But why did it even matter though? Rodgers
Because that was the best offense in
still threw
football.
48 touchdowns. So why? But why are you complaining about the receivers now, even though Rodgers threw 48 touchdowns?
Because the receivers had a bad game. Clearly they had a bad game.
You don't
Both
think the Bucs receivers
You don't-
had
I didn't say that they didn't have a bad game. I just think that
Mike Evans catches the ball. Brady probably only throws like one pick max.
you can't. Okay, so that third down, at the end of the game, that third pick was
Yeah, that
not
came
Brady's
after a
fault?
30-yard drop by Mike Evans.
Okay, so every single play in the first half was a third and long or a third and short for the Buccaneers, and they converted 11 out of 12 times.
Yeah, that's because
Why-
Brady
why
can
is
do
that?
it. Why can't
Because the
Rodgers do
Packers
it?
defense is garbage.
No,
No.
because Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Then how come he can't convert on first and
dude.
second
Ask him
downs?
Brady
Why can't, if he's the GOAT, why can't he convert in first and second downs?
What does it matter if
Why
he
does
gets
that
the first
matter? You're
down?
telling me everybody what? So quarterback.
Kevin
never had
King
a third
sold
down
the
before.
game.
They can, but they don't need to rely on the third down if they can go through the first and second.
Who cares
Oh my
if he gets- as long as he
God,
gets
that's
the first
called
down.
football.
That's not what did Peyton Manning say? Peyton Manning said that he always plays the first and second downs. He doesn't play the third downs because he doesn't want to wait till then. He wants to get that first down just so he can reset
And
the.
that's why Peyton
defense.
Manning got 2 Super Bowls and was carrying one of them.
And 5 times an MVP. You're right.
Congrats.
Two
It
Super
lost
Bowls.
43-8 in a Super Bowl.
Against the greatest defense that's ever played.
Who beat that greatest defense?
Did you just say they were the greatest defense?
Maybe
ever
the
played?
Steel Curtain. That's about
No,
it.
it's the 85
It's the
Bears.
85
Oh.
Bears.
I
It's 'cause
hate,
they're
I hate the
Packers.
Bears.
I know you hate the Bears, but stop ignoring the
Packers had a better
reality.
defense this year.
All right, whatever. This conversation is
All right.
Let's
Move on to the NBA. Let's just go on to some basketball. I think we've had up to here with the Packers versus Buccaneers chatter. All right, so let's do some predictions for the upcoming NBA. Well, upcoming. It's already in the NBA season. I want to hear who you guys think. Most improved player, coach of the year, defensive player of the year, MVP. Let's start with Kyle. Tell me who is one at a time. Let's start with the defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year, I'm going to go Miles Turner. He's averaging 4 blocks a game currently. I think he's going to keep that up, and I don't know why, but like I've watched a couple of Pacers games. Kind of looks like he has a little chip
You watch
on his
Patriots
head.
games?
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
You should read the scarf, Kyle. It says Celtics.
Oh,
Ayush, what do you
whatever.
think?
I think it's gonna be Anthony Davis. My sleeper is Marcus Smart.
Oh God, come on!
I would take, if you give me one play and for one defender, I would take Marcus Smart over anyone in the league right now.
How much basketball do you watch?
More than you, obviously.
I haven't even made my pick yet. I highly disagree. What do you think, Sean?
I agree with Ayush. I think Anthony Davis.
Okay, good. I was hoping you would agree on that part, not on the Marcus Smart part. I actually kind of agree with Kyle because as a real Celtics fan, I am so pissed off that guy's not on our team right now.
Oh my God,
he should be on our team.
isn't it?
He should be on our team.
Yeah,
We would be the number one seed right now.
Good job, Danny Ainge.
Danny
Great
hasn't
job.
made a good move since he traded for Isaiah Thomas. And then
That wasn't a good move. They didn't win a championship. Championship or bust at the Boston
Well,
Celtics.
I don't think it wasn't a good move for that
was a
reason.
good-
I
yeah.
just thought it was lucky, and he was just throwing crap against the wall and hoping something worked.
Absolutely. I mean, how is he thought the Kyrie Irving trade was going to be a
we could
defining
have had
trade.
Colin
much as I-
Sexton as well. That pick we gave away was Colin
As
Sexton.
much as I've ripped on Brad Stevens, Isaiah Thomas wasn't good because he was good because of Brad Stevens, and
Yeah.
Danny Ainge and so Danny Ainge looks like a master for that because of what Stevens did.
I agree. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about most improved player. Let's start with Sean. Sean, who do you think?
Jaylen Brown, 100%. He's improved so much. He wasn't even like an all-star contention last year, and now I think he's definitely going to be an all-star.
Good point. Ayush, what do you think?
I was going to go Jaylen Brown as well, but I'm going to go Jeremy Grant just to throw another name out there. I mean, Brown's obviously improved a lot. I think his potential to be an all-star starter this year, not just an all-star. I mean, he leads the Celtics in scoring, but then Jeremy Grant was maybe like a bench player in the Pistons or the Nuggets last year. Now he's averaging 24 points on the Pistons, so to go with 7 rebounds. I mean, so he also might be an all-star from like a bench player in the Nuggets.
Absolutely. Kyle, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Sean. Jaylen Brown I think is a pretty easy answer. You know, Jaylen Brown's playing at an MVP level right now. He's not just playing at an all-star level, he's playing at an MVP level. You know, he's averaging 27 points per game, 52% shooting. He's only shooting 44% from three.
Impressive.
You know, it's not like we're the first, like, I don't know, like, it's not like we're in the first 6 games of the season. Like, how many games are we in right now?
20 games. Yeah.
About 20. It's a pretty big sample size of what he's doing. I think he's going to sustain it, and he's, you know, like, he's been the whole reason why the Celtics have not fell off a cliff this year with Kemba's injury. I'm not going to say Tatum hasn't done anything to do with that, but
I mean,
right,
Tatum got COVID as well. So
he did.
Yeah.
And Brown has been the driving. That guy's been awesome.
So I'm going to very strongly disagree with Kyle because 2 days ago, the Celtics played with Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, and whatever they call a center on that team. For the first time, Daniel Tice is garbage and get him away from my
he
face.
sucks.
Please.
He's so bad.
In my dreams, I wish it's Miles Turner. I just wake up and I put a picture of Miles Turner on Daniel Tice's face.
not only that, we could have had Doug McDermott at least.
Yeah, all right, not the point. Jaylen Brown did a lot of good things on the Celtics. He's a great player, but he didn't have any stars around him. Tatum wasn't there for a good chunk of the season. Kemba wasn't there for a good chunk of the season. Marcus Smart just either is complete garbage or really well. There's nothing in between, and again, they don't have a center. So I'm saying that when Tatum, Kemba, we'll see how they play this Saturday against the Lakers. Huge game against the Lakers, but I still think that the most improved player, you guys didn't mention, this player was not only out of the league after playing with the Pistons, he's now re-emerged. Mr. Christian Wood of the Houston Rockets. He is playing basketball out of his mind. I think one of the top 5 power forwards in the league right now, and definitely the most improved player.
He's good, but
He
dude,
was
I
averaging
mean,
16 points a game.
dude, I mean, Brown is averaging 27 points per game right now.
Yeah, but Kyle, he hasn't played with Tatum, with Kemba.
Okay,
He's
well,
gonna pass the ball.
how do you know that's not going to help him, though?
It's hard to be a star player when you have 3 other all-stars.
Absolutely.
But how do we know it's not going to help him, though? Because then they're going to have to pay attention more to Kemba and take, all right.
Kyle, it's been 2 years of this. I mean, I might be wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong. I'm a Celtics fan.
I mean,
but-
just look at his numbers, dude. He averaged 13 in 2018, averaged 20 last year. Now he's averaging 27. He's clearly improving his game.
Even when he was playing with Tatum and him were averaging combined for almost 60 a night. Like they were both putting up numbers together.
Okay, but now they have a point guard in Kemba, because remember, they had to...
Kemba's not a selfish player. He's not going to take away that.
He's not going to take away. If anything, he'll try to help Jaylen Brown.
I hope I'm proven wrong, but I'm just saying that Christian Wood's on a team that lacks all-stars, and the Celtics are on a team that.
Now, Christian Wood's definitely a good pick. I'm not going to disagree with that.
I'm not gonna go out and say spicy pea. Twist, and then spin. All right, next question. Coach of the year. Ayush, go first.
I'm gonna go Quinn Snyder. I personally didn't think the Jazz were gonna make the playoffs this year, and right now they're sitting at first in the West, which is I honestly didn't see that coming 20 games in, and I mean that team's improved a lot. I think maybe they have a chip on their shoulder after blowing a 3-1 lead in the playoffs last year, but I didn't think that team would be that good.
Sean, what do you think?
Brad Stevens.
Oh my God! Why?
I think that's just like a pretty biased answer, but he's
a little bit.
Such a good coach. He makes all players so good.
I don't know if I'm watching the same basketball Sean is. I might be.
Me neither. I may have to get a new television.
Me too.
I have a lot of problems with the way Brad Stevens coaching.
Me too. I think we could be doing better than he is. Sean, go ahead. We didn't mean to interrupt.
Honestly, not a giant basketball fan, but.
Okay, wait. Brad Stevens is a good pick. Maybe he'll
More
win
of a
it,
football guy.
Okay. All right, Kyle, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Steve Kerr as my coach of the year. You know, I think.
Go to the 10th seed right now.
Yeah, well, I think that's gonna improve, and everybody will see. I hate the way the NBA is really designed for these rewards because it's always gonna go off who has the most wins. Who has the most wins? I seriously think it should be a factor of what would they be without that person, and I think Steve Kerr is going to get them to the playoffs. I think he's going to win Coach of the Year. Of course, he has Steph Curry, he has Draymond, now he has James Wiseman, but it's they also lost Klay Thompson at the beginning of the year. A lot of people thought they were just done. Every single person thought they were done, and now they're still. If they don't make the playoffs in the West, it's not going to be because they're a bad team. It's going to be because they're in the West with thousands of good teams. If they were in the East,
they could sneak it as an 8 seed.
I think that team will finish as a 6 seed.
Yeah, if that team makes the playoffs, Steve Kerr should win Coach of the Year. He has Steph Curry. He has a 2-time MVP on his team.
Okay.
So why does Mike Budenholzer get to win Coach of the Year?
Because that's the number 1 seed in the East.
But he had Giannis on his team, the back-to-back MVP.
And Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez.
Maybe it's
Dude,
Steve
not
Kerr.
like Curry is almost. I'm not saying he's the only player on there, but it's okay, Kelly Oubre is a nice player, but he's not some type of star.
Kelly Oubre can't make a 3 if his life depended on it. So
yeah, he can't. Exactly. Andrew Wiggins has been basically defined as a bust his entire career. Wiseman's gonna get better. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I also don't think Draymond is really the same player as he was.
All right, well, let me give you my pick, and I'm going to go exactly what off of what Ayush said, the best 3-point shooter in the game, and that is easily Ben Simmons.
We're doing Coach of the Year.
I know, and my Coach of the Year is Doc Rivers, because I know, close your ears. So not only has the Sixers the number 1 seed in the East, and
it's a lot easier when you play the Celtics without Tatum and Kemba.
Did they just beat the Lakers?
Who cares?
Okay, well, let me finish.
Wrong.
Embiid is playing at an MVP season this year for the first time in his career. He is probably a top 3 MVP finalist right now. Along with that, Doc Rivers is definitely one of the best coaches of all time in the NBA. With the Celtics, he did some good stuff with the Clippers. He was certain about talent.
I wouldn't call
him. Well, not one of the best. I'd say he's definitely one of the best coaches in the game right now. You can't disagree with that. But I think that going into a new system with COVID, with everything, and he has to buy. That team was so bad last year. They finished as a six seed, right? And then they got destroyed. What was the difference? They got Seth Curry, and you're gonna tell me that's the reason they're so good?
He's shooting really well. He's shooting close to 50%.
Because it's Doc Rivers' system.
So Doc Rivers' system is making Steph Curry shoot 50%.
Yeah, but that's not the reason. But I'm gonna agree with a little bit of what Mika's saying because his Doc Rivers, obviously what you said about Embiid looks like he has a new gear in his head. You look at, he's playing great. Obviously, he's always been good, but now he's taking his game to a new level. He looks like he's in shape. He looks like he has
Can't just say, he just wanted to try this year. You can't say that.
No, he didn't. I seriously think Doc Rivers had that driving force that he put inside of Embiid, basically.
I still don't think Philly's anything special.
All right, well, let's move on. We have 2 categories left. Let's start with offensive or just not offensive. This is the NFL. Rookie of the Year. Kyle, go ahead.
Rookie of the Year. I'm going to go LaMelo Ball. A while ago, about 2 months ago, we had our first outdoor show. I said LaMelo Ball is going to be a bust.
I told you he wasn't.
Yeah, you told me he was. Yep, good point. I used.
Me too.
But that was.
I did say he was going to be a bust.
But that was. Yeah, he can play. I think he's made the Hornets actually. I'm not saying he's the only good player in the Hornets because now all of a sudden Gordon Hayward, when he leaves the Celtics, now looks like prime Gordon Hayward again. But
all the Celtics players, Terry Rozier.
Oh, I know. They all just turn into turn into super good players as soon as they leave the Celtics, and especially Jay Crowder too. But that's not the point.
Oh, how about not Kelly Oubre? How about Kelly Olynyk?
No, that guy.
So by the way, Ayush has an autographed jersey of.
No, I do not.
Honestly, LaMelo Ball can play though. He's really good.
Ayush, what do you think?
I'm going James Wiseman. I mean, I think he's only going to get better. He's had a lot of up and down so far. I mean, Draymond's been been yelling at him a lot. He even got technical for yelling at James Wiseman.
No, he got ejected for yelling at James.
He got ejected for. I think he's only going to get better as he learns the system. My sleeper is also going to be Cole Anthony. Ever since he became a starter, he's been falling.
Oh my God.
And you call me biased with the Packers? You call me biased?
I was completely right about Aaron Nesmith and Cole Anthony.
Okay, well, how do you even know?
Were you right about Peyton Pritchard?
I never said anything. I said it.
After me and Kyle were schooling you on Nesmith, you sat quietly about Peyton Pritchard.
You guys said Nesmith was a good pick, and that he's
he was a good pick.
He just hasn't had any playing time.
Because he sucks.
It's not because he sucks.
Yes, it is. It's because
Brad Stevens doesn't know how to handle rotation.
I'm not saying that.
Hey, that's the coach of the year.
According to Sean, it's the coach of the year.
It's a sad fact that Javonte Green, who I don't even think should be in our roster, is getting more minutes than Aaron Nesmith.
Ayush, almost all of our bench players should not be on the roster. Daniel Tice is horrible.
I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Tristan Thompson should be the starter. Right? He's not even the best player.
Thompson hasn't been that good.
It's kind of sad.
He's still better than Daniel Tice.
Grant Williams is not a starting power forward in this league.
No, he's not. He's not good.
All right. Hold it off. Sean, what do you think? Who's your rookie of the year?
I agree with Kyle. I think LaMelo Ball is the rookie of the year. He has great court vision, and he just makes everyone around him 10 times better.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do agree with LaMelo Ball. He's been playing the best. But because during the NBA draft, I was sitting there, and there was this one player who I really liked. And, I mean, he was sitting there. I got to, through the draft. His name is Tyrese Halliburton. Unless he steps up to a higher level, he's not going to win. But I really hope he does because he plays on the Sacramento Kings. And, I mean, right now he's second in terms of rookie numbers. And there's a very, very high likelihood.
Second in odds.
Oh, second in odds to win. So
second number.
Yeah, and probability to win. So there's a chance.
Probability, just number of bets put on it.
Okay, I'm just saying that there's a very high chance that Halliburton wins, and I really hope he does. He's a kid that deserves it.
Before we go to the next one, can I please give
Go ahead.
So I've made a new award. It's the Kyle Pucci tradition. It's called the T-Boy Tool Bag of the Year for NBA. It's going to be Kyrie Irving, the tool bag of the NBA, because Kyrie Irving is going to ruin the Brooklyn Nets. They work so well with just KD and Harden. He's going to come back. He's going to ruin absolutely everything. He is a tool. He is a million times a tool. He's going to ruin the Nets. They're not going to make the finals, all because of him. He is going to screw up that team.
Kyle,
I agree with that.
Kyle, this is the microphone. That's not the microphone.
I'm looking at the camera.
I know, but
I agree with Kyle.
Seriously, he is going to screw up the whole Nets team.
I agree with Kyle about that. I mean, this whole the sage burning thing already was weird. I mean,
what a weirdo that guy is. Idiot.
All right.
I feel like he's a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
It is.
And
jackass.
Let's keep it PG, Kyle. It's a PG show.
I think it's going to be between Boston and Milwaukee for the Eastern Conference title.
Of course. That's not the question. No, hey. Let Sean answer the question. Sean, what do you think? Biggest Kyle tool bag question.
Definitely Kyrie.
Yeah.
Very, very controversial there.
Yeah, he's just
I don't know what
tool.
he's up to. Thinks the earth is flat. He thinks he's just a weird guy.
Yeah, no, I agree. Kyrie Irving is the biggest tool bag, but I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Marcus Smart because if you're not a Celtics fan,
you know what? Yes, sir, Mika.
Kyle, if you're not a Celtics fan, you are pulling hair. And even as a Celtics fan, he shoots so many times and he can brick so many times that it makes you want to pull hair.
He gets hot one time, He assumes he's Steph Curry,
exactly.
and then he's going to keep shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting.
I mean, he's not as toxic as Kyrie Irving, but if Kyrie Irving wasn't in the league, it was going to be Marcus Smart.
Forgive me for saying this. Marcus Smart is a flopping, sore loser, and I can't stand him.
Yeah, I think he's the biggest flopper in the league.
He is by far the biggest flopper in the league. And
I think he's the best defensive guard in the league. Best perimeter output of.
Okay, he is a very good defensive guard. I'm not denying that, but
yeah.
the other stuff just makes him a tool bag.
He's also our best passer.
Not saying Kyrie isn't a great player, but he's
Marcus Smart right now is our
best.
best playmaker.
All right, last question. Last question. Let's move on to the last question. Last question is who's going to win MVP of the NBA season? Let's start with Sean. Sean, who's going to win MVP? Name me the best player in the NBA.
Best player in the NBA is LeBron.
LeBron James. Is he going to win MVP?
No.
I don't think he'll have the best season, so I don't think he'll be the MVP.
You want me to come back to you?
Yeah, come back.
All right, Ayush, what do you think?
Some time.
I have Nikola Jokic.
Good pick.
That team I think is going to be better right now. It's not doing the best, but I mean, he's close to 7 feet tall. He's averaging 9 assists a game, which is unheard of for a person that size. He's averaging over 23. I think he's averaging close to 25 points a game. He's grabbing 12 rebounds a game as well. He's the best player on that team. I don't think Jamal Murray is even an all-star. Like, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's anything special.
I thought he had a fluky playoff run last year.
I think him and Mitchell, I think it was driven by Mitchell. That competition was a big thing. And then, I mean, that team I think it's just basically Jokic, and Murray can go off here and there, but I think Jokic is going to be the most valuable player.
Kyle, what do you think?
I'm going to go Steph Curry for his third MVP. I believe the Warriors will have the Coach of the Year and the MVP on the same team because Curry, again, is without his co-star, Klay Thompson, and he's still having a good year. He's averaging 27, 5, and 6, and I believe his team is going to make the playoffs. I know there are more players with better numbers, but I believe that Curry is seriously, what would they be right now if they didn't have him?
If they also had Klay Thompson right now, that team was definitely in a finals contender.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If they had Klay Thompson right now, that team would be insane.
I wanted to go Kevin Durant, but since he's on a team with Harden, and I believe Kyrie will be gone as he's going to ruin their season. But
Thank you for clarifying, Kyle. I was confused for a second.
Of course,
I think the Nets might trade him for Bradley Beal because Bradley Beal wants out.
Yeah, that's what he'll go really well with Kevin Durant. You're so right. And that was with James Harden. Yeah.
No,
him and Harden can't play. They're the same position.
No. I'm also saying Kyrie would go great with Russell Westbrook.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Who would go great
that's
together.
Perfect.
But I believe it'll be Curry. I wanted to go KD, but yeah, he's on a team it's a much better team. Even though he's been sensational, it's like he never got injured.
Sean, now what do you think? Going back to you.
I gotta go KD.
God.
He's playing really good right now. What does he average right now?
I think he's
30?
like 38 and 9, something like
yeah,
that. Something really.
He's averaging crazy numbers, and I think there's even better days ahead for him. Like, he's just surrounded by so many good guys, and I honestly don't think they'll take away from him.
Well, Sean, you want to see something quite funny? My MVP is actually Luka Doncic. I'm just kidding. I wanted to see Kyle's reaction because Kyle hates Luka Doncic. No, my MVP is Nikola Jokic because.
Pretend this is bleach and I'm drinking it right now because you said Luka.
But then change my name to Ben Teach. But yeah, it is Nikola Jokic
for
MVP.
You're watching it, Ben.
We should tag him. Nikola Jokic is the best player in basketball right now. He's definitely the most valuable player.
Did you just say he's the best? Did you just say?
I think he's the best center in basketball for sure.
Best center, yeah.
Oh,
best center for sure.
Best player.
No. LeBron James is the best player in basketball.
No, he's not.
Facts.
It's Kevin Durant.
How many rings does Durant have?
Who kicked LeBron's ass in the finals?
God, this is a PG show for the second time.
Who cares if dude, Kevin Durant is better right now than LeBron James. Who do you want to take a shot right now? Take a shot to end the game.
Who's a better defensive player?
I'm going Iguodala.
That's good.
Kyle, if you're gonna use that argument, that backs up my argument for Kobe over LeBron.
I agree with you. I think Kobe is better than LeBron James.
I'll take Kobe.
So we will be doing another Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan versus LeBron debate soon. And I'm going to take the two of them by myself because I am.
Bring Mason back because he's a LeBron Bobo.
He is?
Yeah,
all right, we can bring Mason back.
I had a huge argument with him. Mason, you were wrong, by the way.
All right.
Going to watch it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 14 of Unpopular Opinion. Thank you to Sean. Thank you to Mason for coming on. We had fun with you guys. As always, Any suggestions, send the link right here. Wait, I'm trying to balance my fingers. info@dsctv.com. The link should be posted right here for any other jerseys you want to see, any other equipment you want us to bring up on the show, and any topics you want us to talk about. And we might be doing a special giveaway on a future episode and with some more special guests. For now, enjoy your weekend. I'm Mika Gatt with the panelists. We're signing off for now. We'll see you back here for episode 15. Thank you, everybody.